And we're not in the booth. Kevin Brown, Orioles Hall of Famer Brian Roberts. We're down here in the cages. We've been grinding. We've been getting some work in. We're ready for a hitters meeting. It's a different outlook for the Orioles today. It's a different outlook pretty much every day in Major League Baseball. So take us through, first of all, what are we doing here? What is a hitters meeting?
Well, this is what takes place pretty much every day in every locker room across all of Major League Baseball, right? You get into a hitters meeting, your hitting coaches, your advanced scouting, all of your analytics guys, they give you lots of different kinds of information. The difficult part about Major League Baseball is that hitting is vastly different from day to day. Sometimes it's vastly different from the 7th inning to the 9th inning, depending on who you're facing. So we will talk a little bit about the differences from Mitchell Parker last night, obviously a lefty, versus Trevor Williams tonight, obviously a righty. Okay, so one of the examples we have right here is two four-seam fastballs. Last night, Mitchell Parker lives at the top of the zone, right? He was trying to get the Orioles hitters out at the top of the zone. Now their hitters, the Orioles hitters, were attempting to take that ball at the top of the zone and keep the barrel up above it. Unfortunately, what we saw a lot of was the barrel drop and a lot of soft contact up in the air, right? So I know, talking to some of the hitters last night, that they were hunting that fastball up, but they just couldn't get on top of it. So tonight, against Trevor Williams, the fastball, lowest velocity in all of Major League Baseball coming in to tonight's start, under 88 miles an hour. He is going to live more at the bottom of the zone. He wants to get the ball on the ground because obviously at that velocity, it can get hit very hard up in the zone. Now, the other difference in this ball versus this ball is that Mitchell Parker induced vertical break, meaning without gravity. His ball looked, coming out of the same slot, it looked like it was staying on the plane up here. Tonight, Trevor Williams' ball will look like it drops this much farther down. So Orioles hitters last night trying to stay up in the zone and on top. Tonight, they're trying to actually get the ball up a little bit so that they can get something they can drive in the air.
So you're trying yesterday to get a little under the ball, right? You don't want to get to the top of the ball. Today's going to be a much different thing. How do you exaggerate your swing? Where are you in your mind? What's your target on this ball?
Well, and that's part of, really, it's not necessarily that you want to change your swing all that much, but it does change your eyesight. It changes your eye level and where you're looking. So last night, let's say, talking to Cedric Mullins, who had 3 great at-bats right against Mitchell Parker, he said, I want to set my limit here. I know he's going to live up here. But if I go up here, I'm out because I can't catch up to that ball. So he says, I know I have to hit this pitch, but if I go this much higher, I'm in trouble, right? So that's his eyesight level. Tonight, he wants to get you to swing at the one down here. Trevor Williams wants you down here. So now you raise your eyesight up a little bit so that you can get a ball up. Now you can drive that ball into the gap. Hopefully we get a couple balls over the wall. Right? And so that's the difference in Major League hitting from one night to the next. And it's what makes it so difficult at this level.
You have Parker, who is living up. And I want to see, we've got the details of Trevor Williams' arsenal right now. You can look at the heat maps. Yep. Everything is down for him. He lives down in the zone. It's part of the reason why this is such a hard game tonight. Mitchell Parker can throw in a slider. He threw a lot of curveballs up in the zone, but he's up. You see what Trevor Williams has on your screen. It's down, it's down, it's down. His sweeper is his most used pitch, and his four-seamer right behind that.
Yeah, and the other difference is that when the velocity is 93, like last night with some high spin rate, you have to actually start a little earlier as a hitter. So now you're starting early to try and catch up with the ball up. What happened did we see a few times last night? Now you have to still somehow hit the slider down and away, but you've started your swing so everything's gone and you swing and miss down and away, right? Tonight, because of the lack of velocity, you're going to start a little later and you're going to try to let that ball travel deeper than you did last night, which is going to give you more and more time, which is why hitting high velocity, high spin rate at the top of the zone is much harder to do than low spin rate, low velocity at the bottom of the zone.
All right, Coach Roberts, I'm ready to go.
Let's do it.
Put me in.
We need some runs tonight. Let's go.
First pitch is coming up. We need some runs.